welcome back to another lip balm comparison video, this time between the REVO Beeswax in Acai Berry and the EOS in Blueberry Acai. So let's get started. First off, format-wise, they're both domed lip balms. This one with a purple wax with a flat top, and the Blueberry Acai is relatively rounded, although since I've used quite a bit of it, it has a flat spot on it, but it didn't come with that on it. So it came fully rounded, but that's what happens when you wear them down some. But yeah, with the packaging, obviously there is similarities and differences. They're both roughly spherical. This is more so than this guy. I mean, most Revos nowadays are the octagons, but with the exception of the beeswax ones, they're still allowed to use a somewhat spherical shape because it's not a total sphere, it's a beehive, so they're allowed to. Whereas this is just a little blue sphere, this is a purple beehive. There is some differences that are very obvious that you can tell just with your eyes, so that's a thing. It's hard to say even which one I like better in terms of color, because blue and purple are my favorite colors. So, anyway, this one's organic, this one isn't, this is synthetic, although it has some organic ingredients in it, such as beeswax. It also has a ton of synthetic things in it that are not so great for you, but I mean, think of all the different synthetic lip balms we all use. I mean, ultimately, unless you have an allergy or sensitivity to something in it, you'll probably be fine. So anyway, to my knowledge, neither of these are limited edition. I mean, it's possible that this guy is, but as far as I know, I think this very well may be a staple flavor that they keep in their line. I don't know. I haven't gotten much info on these yet. I know there was a post up on the REVO Instagram page. I'm gonna double check it to see if it mentioned anything about these being limited edition or not. All I've seen mention of is that they are Target exclusive, which may or may not be limited edition. But this guy here is part of EOS's permanent collection, so that's where that one lies. Shelf life on them, I mean, they both have a good shelf life, but because I've had this one for so long, this one probably doesn't have that much of a shelf life, maybe like a year left on it at best, whereas this one's good until, is it 2018 or 2019? Let me find where it's set at. Is it this way? Yeah, it's till 2019 on this one, so, but like I said, I only just got this one. This one I've had for a couple of years, so there's that. But price point on them, because these are so much easier to find, these aren't going for as insane of amounts, even if you have to buy them online, usually, unless you go the Mercari route, in which case people are still spiking prices. But if you find them in the store, they're only a few dollars, which is the same as what you'd find these for. Especially since Target is one of the places that I generally find EOS the cheapest at. That's actually a really good thing. I mean, you could easily pick up both at the same time if you really wanted to compare them yourself. I mean, stranger things have happened. But yeah, sturdiness-wise, that is one point that this has over the EOS, is that this is a much harder plastic, and it's just really good quality all around on that, whereas this is rubberized, this will get scratched easily. This one, you could chuck it at a wall, it's not gonna hurt, it might hurt your wall, but this thing will be fine. The only thing that it isn't real great with is that the little lock for screwing it shut isn't as tight as a lot of them are. So I mean, if you even just like play with it in your hands like this, it can accidentally come yeah, I just did it. But just doing that may make it come open, so it may be prone to opening in a purse potentially. I am not positive on that. Like I said, I just opened it today to start using it. I haven't had enough time to properly test them out to see if that's a valid fear or not. Whereas this guy, at least this has a much more solid lock, but it has the potential of scratching, so there's that. So use your own discretion of which bothers you more. If you don't care about having a scratched EOS, go for it. Toss that in your purse. Otherwise, put it inside of a bag inside your purse, and it'll probably still be fine. Anyway, in terms of special features or medication, I don't believe either of these have either of those things, so moot point. Now, scent-wise is the huge dividing line between these two in why I love this one and really am not wild on this guy. So this one smells exactly like a blueberry muffin to me. Even as it's gotten older with age, it still smells just like a blueberry muffin to me. This, however, oh my goodness. REVO could not have chosen a worse two prior flavors that they've done before to combine into a new flavor. This smells like if you combined the blueberry popsicle REVO with the sweet sugar plum REVO, this is what you would get, plus a little hint of, like, fake raspberry. That is what this smells like exactly, and since those other two were my least favorite REVOs I've ever tried, that would be why I am not so wild on this one. I mean, at least I don't react as violently to this one as I did to Blueberry Popsicle. For those of you who've seen that review, that one made me actually, literally throw up. I don't know what's in it that made me react so badly. I don't know if it was a scent thing. I don't know if it was a chemical thing. I don't know if it was both, but all I know is I reacted quite badly to that one. The sweet sugar plum one I didn't have that type of bad reaction to, but I did have a very odd sensation where I got this horrible chemical taste on the back of my tongue after using it that just lingered for days. I almost thought I was starting to experience it with this one, but then it went away just as quickly as I thought I was noticing it. So that one I think was psychosomatic because I was so scared that it was happening again. So I don't think this one has that problem either, but just it smells so similar to both of those to where my brain is literally kind of scared of it, not gonna lie. So that's most of my aversion to this one. But if you personally like either of those two flavors, you'll probably like this one. I was in the minority in disliking both of those, so chances are most of you will probably like this one. It's just not my personal cup of tea. Now, in terms of color, they both go on clear, but this one has a natural colored wax, whereas this one's purple, and I swatched it on the back of my hand, actually, after I did my review. I should have done it on camera, but I didn't think of it till after. It does leave the tiniest hint of purple behind. I mean, it's not even really noticeable, but just in terms of accuracy, I felt I should mention it, that it did rub off a little bit. Flavor-wise, I almost said consistency, that's next. In terms of flavor, this has a sweet flavor to it. It's hard to say if it's really like blueberry or acai, or both, but there's definite sweet flavor when I use this one. With the REVO, I actually don't really get much any flavor at all, which is kind of unlike most REVOs, because most that I have used, at the very least, have a sweet flavor to them. It may or may not taste like the thing that it's scented like, but it usually at least has a sweet taste if all else fails. This one really didn't have any flavor of which to speak. And even looking at the ingredients list, it supposedly has flavoring in it, so I'm just like, really? Where is it then? I do not see any here, or taste any here, I should say. It's weird. It is very weird. So it kind of fails on that too. Consistency-wise, I was expecting this REVO to be a lot thicker than it is, but it's not. It's actually relatively thin, which is surprising for one with beeswax, but then again, it's not just straight beeswax, it's a lot of things that are also comprising the wax here, so that's probably why it feels so thin. This is sort of a medium thickness lip balm, but it just in general feels nicer to me. I mean, this one, as you're putting it on, it's very creamy and all, but once it's been on for a few minutes, it just starts feeling really waxy, and it cakes up on your lips a little bit, especially if you have chapped lips, or if you have any creases on your lips. It seems like it cakes up in there as time goes on, and I actually noticed some flaking of it later on as it was still on. So I'm really not wild about how it carries on, not even being on that long. What are my words? I forgot how words work. But, yeah, it was a very odd sensation. I thought that it was making my lips more chapped initially until I looked at it, and that wasn't even like chapped skin coming off. It was literally just the flakes of wax, which honestly is kind of gross. I have not had that happen with a REVO before. I've had it happen with other lip balms before, but I don't think I've had that particular issue with a REVO, so this was different. I'm hoping that's not how the whole set is, and this was just a random one-off thing with this particular one. But this EOS, though, I've always really liked it. It was one of the first ones that I ever got, partially because it's one of my favorite colors, and the flavor sounded interesting, so I went for it, and I really liked it, so I've used lots of it. I know it's like 3 of my biggest favorites are, oh yeah, the 3 blue ones, what do you know? But anyway, it just feels really nice. It's thick enough to where if you do have chapped lips, it kind of insulates the damage while helping heal it, and in general, just, it feels nice even if you don't have chapped lips. It just is all around a good feeling. It's very moisturizing. It does what it's supposed to do. It's just good. Shine factor-wise, neither one of these really have much going on in that department, so there's that. Longevity-wise, the EOS lasts far longer than this particular REVO. I mean, I've seen the gamut go both ways on different products of both these lines, both REVOs and EOS products, so it just varies from product to product. So, this particular one, I generally get hours of use out of the EOS, whereas the REVO, I got almost 2 hours out of it, not quite, and that was without eating or drinking anything. So there's that. Needless to say, in this comparison between these two products, in having to pick one or the other as what I prefer, I go with this hands down over this guy. Not just because of scent, although that is my biggest reason why, but there's just so many other negative factors that I'm really not wild on how it performs. So, again, hopefully the rest of the set's better, but as is, this wins over this guy. So anyway, as usual, if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Leave comments down below. Do you have these two products? Which one do you like better and why? Let me know in the comments, and let me know which from the new REVO set that you'd like to see me review most next. And until next time, bye!